the 13th chapter and the 16th verse is getting ready to be fulfilled. Shalom, giving all praise unto Yahweh HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles of great millstone, and all your brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And above our body are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of the Lord Yahweh Shai. It's going to be a relatively quick video, and we're going to go into this universal credit, universal basic income. Basically, this is the beginning of it. And here within the UK, this is the system that they use to basically feed single women, right? Single parent households. This is how they feed them. And ultimately what happens is you might have a woman in a particular situation, and she can access this funding. And they use the term families here, but ultimately if a man's involved, as far as I understand and as far as I've observed, yeah, you ain't getting a penny of that. Okay, you ain't getting a penny, because as many men know out here, right, in the real world, right, this ain't a man's world. This is Esau and a woman's world. They're the ones that gain within this society, and ultimately, there's particular benefits that they give, right, one to another, because they've made that Gardenian pact. And one of the benefits that they have, these bros, that is that they have particular access to credits, and that term, I've always found that term funny as well. Credits, that idea of credits, of being able to obtain something for nothing. And also to the terminology, when you see these New World Order movies, that's the terminology that's frequently used, is credits. So I've always found that hilarious. Okay. I'm hoping that didn't flag up, but I'm going to continue. I can't remember if I switched to flight mode. So continuing here. It's not flight mode. Okay, that's fine. So continuing here, it says calls for emergency increase in universal credit as report finds some families 1,600 worse off. So what's happening here within the UK is certain sectors, right, and certain services are becoming more expensive to run, right, to work for, whatever you want to call it. That is to say, in short, right, the cost of living is going up a great deal out here, and it's all going up a great deal. You got a situation whereby which the average family, and which most people within the UK are average or just a notch above average, because everybody out here ain't living like Queen Elizabeth out here, contrary to common belief. The reality of the situation is the vast majority of people within the UK are suffering. All right, they're in a state of suffering. Okay, and it's all being in a state of suffering when fluctuations in, as we've seen, fuel prices. Now petrol's gone down, and what's on the up now is energy prices. So with fuel prices going up, people suffered a certain amount. Now you got it to where you got energy accessibility, and energy prices is all over the place. The piss take is you can clearly see that it's a setup, because these these businesses are making all kind of profits, man. Right? They're making money hand over fist. Right? They're killing it in the game right now. They're killing it. Right? BP, they're killing it. Who else is killing it? Shell, all of them companies, they're killing it. Right? They've been killing it because they've been ripping you off, but man, they're killing it right now. Okay? So what we see now is a situation where the squeeze is getting tighter, and that's pursuant to the book of Revelations, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. Well, Esau was going to come down having great wrath, because he knows if he has a short time, and Esau knows he has a short time, simply from the back of the understanding that the men of the Lord are out here, man. And when we're out here and we're pushing this testimony, right, Esau knows that he's about done. He's about finished, right? The gig is up, and he's trying to make every move that he can to prolong his rulership, and it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna be able to add one iota to your rulership. But we know from the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse, that part of the agenda right? Part of the efforts is going to be the MLTB, right? Or well, that's really the main thing, because that's going to be the ultimate statement of submission unto the elites. And with that being the ultimate statement of submission unto the elites, then you need a situation, a crisis, if you will. And that's a term that gets used often within the society right now. You need a crisis, okay? I should have put it on flight mode, but you need a crisis that is gonna ultimately get this thing going, okay? And this cost of living crisis is very much that thing, okay? The World War III, that's a part of that algorithm, and also to many other different facets of our life where it's becoming more increasingly difficult just to exist, which is going to usher in that MLTB, because when you got these people desperate, that's when they're going to make moves on the people, right? They're going to use a good crisis. They say don't waste a good crisis. They're going to use a good crisis to further their agenda, to further their enterprise. So this emergency increase in universal credit, that's all a part of it, because that system ultimately is going to be changed into universal basic income, which they've been trialing that within Scotland. They've unleashed it out there within, I think it's Wales or Scotland, I forget which one. But they've already been unleashing these particular programs. And more and more, you're going to see a situation where it becomes normal, it becomes regular for people to be on these programs so that they can so-called survive. But that program's going to change ultimately into the CHIP. All right. In order for you to access your credit, you're going to have the CHIP. So that's the video there. There's a lot said. You got to get, pause the video and do the research and get the understanding for yourself. Shalom.